Hello babies and gentlemen, this is your astrologer Kira, and we have one very significant week ahead from 3rd November until 17th November, no, until 10th November. I will do another at another location, another week, but for now bear with me because we have one very significant week ahead besides the full moon in Taurus, which could create some strange surprising moments for sure for all of us. We'll have some very significant planetary transits happening at the same time, so some planets will change their signs. So bear with me right now. On Monday, 3rd of November, the planet Mars will form trine aspect toward Neptune in Pisces. Mars is in Scorpio. At the same time, Moon will be in the sign of Aries. This is phenomenal for laboratory research, hospitals, closed environment, psychologists, psychiatrists, all people who are working at oil platforms, those who are drilling oil and gas, energetics, those who are dealing with fluids, pneumatics, or whatever type machinery which uses fluids. So this could be your week of when you may gain some creative ideas, something phenomenal could come to you as an inspiration. But what is more important, this is especially auspicious day for all of those who need some form of healing, and they have been looking for days or weeks or months what type of healing can help them. This aspect is showing that you could choose homeopathy because this aspect is absolutely coincidence with homeopathy. And if you haven't tried, maybe you should schedule your homeopathy consultation and get some homeopathic remedies during that day, because this can yield phenomenal results. Also, alternative medicine, like taking some herbal tinctures, for instance, something which is diluted in alcohol or glycerin if you're not using alcohol, this could have incredible impact because I can see your mind changing, turning, twirling. Some changes are significant and something very good could result as in a couple of days after you do something significant related to fluids, to gases, to some strange, unusual healing techniques. Besides that, if you are one of those people who may have the need to have chemotherapy and you are wondering, should you take this chemotherapy or not? Well, surprisingly, this is a very auspicious week for you as well, for your chemotherapy to absolutely succeed. However, I'm not a doctor, I don't have any right to give medical advice, so please check with your specialist, your official doctor, your alternative doctor. In any case, try to find professional opinion. But whatever you partake and has to do with imagination, flowing, even spiritual pursuits will richly reward you. Tuesday, 4th of November, Mars is changing sign, and from the sign of Scorpio, where Mars is very strong but very, very dangerous and shrewd, yes, of course, Mars is finally entering the sign of Sagittarius, possibly reminding you of some events that took place in your life 3 years ago. For instance, 2022, given or take a month or two. However, at the same time, Mars will create an opposition toward Uranus by the very early part of Gemini. Uranus will soon enter the sign of Taurus, get back there. And this can be extremely dangerous. So first of all, Mars in Sagittarius, this is that adventurous guy who wants to travel across the world. He is not so much about the fighting. He's using his huge energy for walking, for exploring, for learning something new. So his major drive is in learning something and getting spiritually uplifted, finding new things, whether this relates to philosophy, religion, alternative teachings, or whatever. But you have to be very careful, especially if you're a guy, because this Mars will create direct opposition toward Uranus in the sign of Gemini, showing that there could easily happen some major traffic accidents. Last week I warned many people to take care because Mercury was at this point creating an opposition toward Uranus. Mercury, besides other things, is the symbol for children, and we had several car accidents happening here. Unfortunately, some children lost their lives. So please be careful while in traffic. Also, this could be a sudden burst of anger, or you may encounter someone who is... So please take me seriously. Avoid any risky situation. If you have to drive long distances, drive carefully and try to rest as much as you can. Make some breaks along your way. If you can sense that something is wrong ahead of you, stop. Don't go there. Wait a few minutes, wait an hour, sleep where you are, find a motel, whatever. Just avoid any risky situation. On Wednesday, we have a full moon in Taurus, because on Tuesday moon entered the sign of Taurus as well. And I just want to check it. Yes, it is. So this full moon on one side could remind you of your values, may awaken your sensuality. So maybe you could be interested in spending some passionate moments with someone else. This could also be all about the values, because you will be thinking about the money and you will start to plan, and you spend too much throughout this whole year, or maybe a past year as well. So this will be all about sensuality, money, taxes as well, values. You may think about redoing something on your face, or you would desire to change something on your face. Maybe you would passionately throw yourself into the kitchen and prepare something beautiful but very caloric, and then decide to start a new diet. But what is not so good, because other aspects will remain the same, and Sun and Moon are not creating direct huge aspects with other planets, which are having some huge aspects between themselves. What I wanted to tell you after this all introduction is this fact, that after 10 or 12 hours, this full moon will move further and create a conjunction with Uranus, which is already in opposition with Mars, and somewhat toward this opposition is valid for Mercury as well. Again, please be very careful while you are driving and how you are driving. Avoid crazy people. Avoid some major electric or electronic repairs, especially done by yourself, especially if you are not certified electrician, because things could go tagaboom, and usually they do. I'm very serious in warning you here, especially if you have something in late Taurus, early Gemini, also late Scorpio and early Sagittarius. And to some extent, this relates to people who have some significant planets and points in late Aquarius and early Pisces, also late Leo and early Virgo. You are going through the tsunami of your life and things are changing. This is like having a meningitis, inflammation of your brain. Things are changing, you don't have control over them, and this tsunami is whirling over your head or punching you from all sides. This could be discovering that your husband is cheating on you. This could be discovering that your wife is cheating or she took all of your money. Sudden, very unpleasant moments are on the table during this day and throughout this whole week. So please be very careful and be prepared. Thursday, 6th of November. Venus is changing signs. Venus is entering the sign of Scorpio, where she is sexy, very dangerous, and she can become extremely dangerous if she gets emotionally hurt, and usually she does. The early part of her life. This is the Scorpio story, so please get used to it. When people are asking me, I explain them into great depth how planets in Scorpio are working. And why me? Why? I do that. But besides the planet Venus entering the sign of Scorpio and approaching tense aspect toward Pluto, so danger is in the air. Something is going on. And something could easily explode. At the same time, the planet Mars is creating direct sextile or very active, positive and dynamic aspect toward Pluto in Aquarius. So Mars in Sagittarius, Pluto is in Aquarius. This could be the moment of some phenomenal archaeological discoveries or history discoveries. For instance, confirmations that yes, giants lived on this earth, or yes, we were created by aliens, and whatever that in not in Mahabharata, in Ramayana, they had flying saucers to transport themselves to Sri Lanka. Whatever the case may be, this is something phenomenal in the form of discovery regarding the past and the whole humanity. But for you personally, you may be digging into your mind and into your heart and getting out something very dusty and dirty, and then cleaning that thing and finding that you have a diamond. So think about inspiration, go through old books, old scriptures. You will find something very interesting there, something that will make the hair on your back stand up, because Venus is in the Scorpio and she is creating the tense aspect. So there could be this moment of influence of evil whirling around, or pain or suffering. Maybe discovering how women suffered. At the same time, women prepare, young girls prepare, because you may go through something very unpleasant, especially in public spaces like big squares, shopping malls, stadiums, or whatever place where a large group of people are gathering. So try to be careful, but at the same time, inspiration will be phenomenal. Friday, 7th of November. Again, big shift in the sky. Uranus re-enters Taurus. So Uranus was for some time in the sign of Gemini. Now it's getting back into Taurus, and he will be out, I think, around January next year. And from that moment on, for the next 6.5 up to 7 years, this planet will spend its time in the sign of Gemini. So maybe Sagittarius are not going to have such a good time with their partners. But laughter aside, besides Uranus re-entering Taurus, the planet Venus from Scorpio will form this exact square toward Pluto in Aquarius. I already told you for yesterday predictions that this could be very dangerous for women, especially younger women. There is a danger in major city squares, stadiums, shopping malls, high schools, universities, because there could be a madman there with explosive and everything could go dagaboom, or something or someone who will have the power to scare them to their bones. This is such energy, and this is very, I wouldn't say it's annoying energy for me, because I went through that type of energy many times in my life. But you have to be prepared, and I don't think physically you should act in a safe manner regarding your safety and the safety of your children, for instance. But generally speaking, you should be prepared in your mind that when things are getting messy, when going gets tough, the tough get going. So don't panic, don't scream, don't feel insulted, at least. Act accordingly. This doesn't mean that you should stand up and knock down that guy who is trying to scare you. Don't let anyone move your inner peace, disturb your inner peace, whatever, but act in a safe manner. Since Uranus enters Taurus again, some themes from the spring months will re-emerge again, and that will also annoy Venus as the symbol for females, especially younger females. So instability in relationships, someone re-emerging from the past, something very annoying happening. For instance, a few days before that, I will have to regulate something regarding my company and my country and their taxing department. So not just love, but also Saturday. This should be 8th of November. Things could calm down a bit, or you may find comfort in your home, because during this day, Moon in Cancer will create a very strong trine aspect toward Venus in Scorpio, and this is, generally speaking, the scene where the senior woman is comforting younger woman, or giving her some kind advice, or blessing her because she had to go through some pains and sufferings and some moments where she felt doomed or cursed. And in this way, a younger woman and older woman are working together. They are understanding each other through pain, through tears. This could be also the day when you may feel inspired to cry out your pain. Ideally find a kitchen or bathroom, because Venus is in Scorpio while Moon is in Cancer. Cancer, kitchen, Scorpio, bathroom, and cry there. But after you cry out your tears, or after you say out loud your pain to someone, probably a female figure, things will become easier for you, and this will bring healing. Also, eating some soups or teas during this day, or maybe something a bit hot, like with hot peppers, or something to warm you from inside, will suit your soul and positively affect your health, not just your psychology or your emotional state. So Saturday is the day for resting, crying, making peace with the past, and wiping out your tears, and eating something very comforting, nurturing, and made in your home. Sunday, 9th of November. That trickster of God, son of a gun, that moron, that idiot, Mercury, thief, liar, is turning retrograde in Sagittarius, which is very strong aspect. Yes, Mercury goes retrograde 3 to 4 times during each week, but this time this could be very dangerous. Why? Because during the next few days after Mercury turns retrograde, this planet will again form opposition toward Uranus. Again, guard your children, especially in traffic. Do not drive with your children in the back late at night. Don't do that. I don't want to tell you what happened in my city last week when Mercury created first opposition with Uranus, so please take my words very seriously. This is also the burst of idea, the burst, explosion, but you have to write them down. And once Mercury turns direct again, you will rework on them, you will spread them, you will organize them. For now, don't just be the victim of inspiration. Write them down. There is something you can use and you will surely use a bit later on. But besides that, Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, those are issues while traveling. Check your papers, have your papers with you. Do not go to the airport and then remember, my passport left in that hotel room. Don't do that. Please don't do that, because you will go through a nervous breakdown. For such situations, and for the situations, for God forbid, someone stoles my passport, I always have several papers with my passport, first 2 pages copied, so I can show them and tell them, let me get back to my country. Please be careful when it comes to your documents or some smaller things, your wallet, your money, your credit cards, while you are traveling, because things could get lost, you could become forgetful. Also, maybe time schedule of planes and trains and boats could change suddenly, and you could lose your nerves, especially because Mercury is opposing Uranus, and I won't be in this country, in that time frame. Oh, lucky me. Now, when it comes to astrological signs, I have to tell you, if you the chart is there, and I'm looking there. If you are an Aries, you could be highly annoyed with something that could be happening in your home by Monday, and perhaps with your spouse during the same day, or your partner, or whatever, or your business deal, or your renovation ideas. And I have to tell you that this annoying thing will be finally resolved, settled, and done in 2 weeks after this Monday. So check the date and you will see I'm very right. Everything else is quite the same for you. You are getting some inspiration. You would want to travel now, but something could be off with your documents. Please check your passport, your visa if you have to, and prepare. And be careful while driving, of course, because accidents are highly possible right now, especially by the late part of the week. From Wednesday to Sunday, there could be some issues. If you are a Taurus, Uranus is getting back into your sign, and you are getting restless and annoyed at the same time. And my throat just is out. Yes, this is symbolic of Taurus and Uranus in Taurus. But you have to know that you may be thinking something about reworking on your face, or generally all women could think something to change regarding their face. Maybe you should take care of your lower teeth. You can see I have braces here. It's not a shame. I'm wearing a braces in my 52nd year of life. So if you can do something for you, but not throughout this week and not throughout November, you should do it by December for sure, because things could get awfully wrong regarding plastic surgeries or some big projects on your face. At the same time, pay attention to your money, and more than that, to your taxes, because that can be your painful point throughout this whole week. Maybe there could be some issues in your work and daily obligations. Some people could be highly annoying, especially your closest friends or your siblings, but that will all work out. By the late part of this week, again, you could be terrified regarding global economy, regarding politics. Comfort yourself find a faithful friend, find supportive member of your family, and things will work out. Especially when it comes to finances. It won't happen by magic, but it will eventually. If you are a Gemini, the devil is behind your back, and it moves from your mind behind your back. So this could be the form of some unknown enemies. There is an attack coming toward you. Maybe you are getting divorce from your spouse, or you are revealing some ugly secrets about your partner or your ex-partner. So in any case, this could be very demanding, annoying, and even harsh week for you, Geminis. If you are in Cancer, the week starts with annoyance, but it ends with blessings and peace and understandings. When I said blessings, yes, some true blessings, because you will feel supported, understood, and also you could be financially rewarded in some way, or if someone owes you some money, this person will finally repay you what they owe you. So it could start on bad terms and it will end up on phenomenal terms for you, Cancer, which can be a miracle. So don't cry, please don't cry. If you are a Leo, you are doing quite well throughout this week, and your mind is, your focus is turned toward your home and family matters. Maybe you are clearing some things up, maybe you are cleaning, and throughout those works and planning and dealing with your parents or some elderly people in your home, there could be a phone ringing, and you may be you may find out that you are promoted in your job, or as another scenario, while you are entering into your dirty basement to finally clean it, even if this is below your true value, the moment you clean that dirty basement, or something piled up and something dirty in your home or below your home, or maybe you may suddenly decide to visit some of your ancestors, to go to the graveyard and see how their graves are looking and maybe clean something around it. The moment you get back home, there will be a phone call, or you will get an email, and knowing that you got some business deal, or you're closing that deal, and that is very positive for you, or you had someone very annoying who disturbed you for a long time, and now this person is agreeing to your terms, or you could get promotion. Some sort of blessing is coming toward you, especially during the middle part of this week. So please get organized and go and clean something dirty. If you're a Virgo, annoyance, drama, hysteria, ugly secrets. Maybe a member of your family is suddenly getting sick and needs emergent medical care. The most important thing for you is not to panic and not to say your legendary, "What did I tell you?" No one wants to listen to me when I want to prepare you on time. No, you are all laid back, you don't care, it's a party season, and then when something bad happens, I have to pull you out of that pile of shisha. Poo-poo. So this can be that kind of week, especially Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and even Friday for you, Virgo. But in any case, you could be the star of this show, and above anything else, please watch out how you drive. Also, you could discover some dirty secrets regarding some family members or your spouse again. It's that type of week, what can I tell you? But at the same time, phenomenal moments for healing, physical healing, homeopathy or something else. For instance, you have this lousy cheating husband and your legs are swelling, they're like this, and then you find him cheating finally and taking all your money, and then you get sick, and your neighbor gives you the advice to visit a local homeopathic doctor, and you go there and suddenly pop, everything clicks in your mind and clears. You are losing that water from your legs, created psychologically from your husband, and you are leaving your husband and you are a free person again. This is just one scenario. Don't take me seriously. This can differ from chart to chart. So pay attention to your chart, or you can call me and schedule your horoscope reading. I have several types of readings there. So please feel free to check my services down below. Where was I? Libra. Annoyance around home, mother, renovations, buying another property, especially on Monday. And then, by Thursday, when I'm going to travel, when Venus enters the sign of Scorpio and starts creating tense aspects toward Pluto, things could be very dramatic and even traumatic for some of you. But that can deconstruct and reconstruct your mind and your heart. You will finally be able to see the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and then you will be able to act accordingly. Perhaps for you, maybe some dirty secrets will be revealed as well. That is not pleasant, I know that, but once that happens, you will be free to go. And you will eat that soup. If you're a Scorpio, watch out when you drive. Don't climb the ladder, don't fix electricity, and close your mouth. You could intentionally or not intentionally, unintentionally provoke a crazy person or two crazy people at the same time. And if you are alone, and usually you are, things could get, and you will be the one to end up on the floor. There is no comparison how much I want to warn you to be very careful. This is extremely dangerous aspect. If this is not about physical fight, or more so physical or electrical attack or traffic accident, now some very dramatic things could take place regarding your finances or your investments. Maybe there could be a thief, or maybe something would simply wipe all your savings. Again, Mars, Scorpio, Mars, whatever. Do I have something positive to tell to you? Yes, I have. You will have a beautiful face throughout this week. Beautiful, sexy, and dangerous, because Venus is entering the sign of Sagittarius. I hope that sounds comforting enough for you. Sagittarius, drive carefully. Watch out. Where is your passport? Where is your wallet? Where are your documents? Shut your mouth down. Don't provoke. Don't think you are funny if you say something sarcastic. There are people in other countries that don't understand your sense of humor. And I believe that all people in all countries don't understand your sense of humor, because it can be dirty, and throughout this week it can cost you a lot. So while traveling, be extremely careful. On a positive note, since your planet Jupiter is in Cancer and creating phenomenal trine aspect towards Saturn and Neptune, this may sound naive, maybe stupid for some of you, but the power of your prayer, your pure heart, will be that thread to which you will hang, and you will save yourself, not your soul. Your soul will save your body. So this is very interesting moment for you throughout this whole week, because your soul have the power to save your body. Not how you pray, how honest and direct relationship you have with your God, ultimate power, the physical force that holds the whole multiverse with all universes, infinite numbers of universes, and blah 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 blah. Dark matter, light matter, annihilation, or quantum field, bombs, quantum plasmoids, whatever. Your faith will save you. Which doesn't mean that you shouldn't take care of your passport, documents, and how you are driving if you're driving. So take my words very seriously. If you are Capricorn, things are remaining mainly the same for you. Although you feel this surge of new energy, maybe you felt a bit confused, lost during the past week, or spiritually inspired. But that wasn't moving you anywhere towards success or towards some changes you dream about. Now, those changes are shaping up in front of you as you are taking some focused actions. It won't happen by magic. Yes, Sagittarius can pray and God will help and get them out of that poo-poo. But for you, you prayed enough and now you have to take some action. So this is your formula for this week, Capricorn. If you are an Aquarius, crazy son of a gun. Crazy son of a gun. For you, watch out how you drive. Watch out what you say. Watch out while traveling long distances, because there could be 2 or 4 younger men wanting to take your money, wanted to beat you up. Do not work on electricity throughout the middle part and late part of this whole week. Please take my words very seriously and try to drive very carefully. Avoid driving long distances. What is the matter with you guys? What is going to happen to you if you sit on a train or a bus and go somewhere? You don't have to drive by yourself. But generally that's it. And there could be some sudden issues with your romantic life, sudden breakouts, or maybe you could discover some dirty secrets that some of your friends or acquaintances are messing with your romantic partner, which is very unpleasant, but that this doesn't mean that you should blow them up, because you could go to jail. And there you will see why you shouldn't be in jail. Remember my words, Aquarius. If you're Pisces, man, you're getting fat. You are getting fat, especially you with the early planets in planets or points in early parts of Pisces. Not, I'm lying, late parts of Pisces. But you could be annoyed. Your love life could be very interesting, romantic love life. For some of you, this is the moment to become pregnant. But for others, this is the sleeping time. As if any other time is not the sleeping time for you, Pisces. Also, there could be some sudden issues happening with your sibling, your mother and father, so your parents or your family members. And tell your sibling, especially younger sibling, not to mess with electricity in the home of your parents. This is a very serious warning. But on the other hand, there could be some huge, not huge, I'm lying, not huge, there could be some significant changes happening in your career. Perhaps something very unfortunate could take place with your boss, and then someone new will take their place, or you may take their place. Or the most valid option I can see here is that someone from the past will return to be your boss again. For some time, this can create some clashes. You may have to cancel some family obligations, and you may not have so much time to sleep as you need as Pisces, but things will get moving, and for you they will get moving in a very beneficial way, especially if you have some planets in late Pisces. So generally speaking, this was all for this week, and I hope if I can survive that Venus and Pluto and Uranus and Saturn and Mercury, I will record another video from another location. For now, love you all, and I wish you successful and above anything else, safe week. Bye.